Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lina back with another CSR2 video. So it's crew recruitment time. I know there's a lot of crews out there looking for new members, and there's a lot of people trying to find a new crew because the new season is just about to start. So we're doing some crew recruitment to help you guys out, and we are going to give you some tips and tricks and stuff to find better crew members or not get kicked out of a crew once you join one. If you are recruiting for a crew, leave a comment on this video, leave your contact information, your crew name, let us know the requirements, the rules, the regulations, let us know how much RP you normally make. Do you get the milestone prize car every season and stuff like that? Make sure you put all of that info or as much info as you can down there in the comments, and people are more likely to contact you if they know what's going on. If you have a Line app or a Discord or a WhatsApp or a Facebook or something, throw that in there. That way people can get a hold of you and talk to you before they join the crew, which is actually something you want. You will get way better crew members if you actually talk to people before you let them in. If your crew's open and anybody can join, the majority of the people are just going to join. They're not going to know what's expected of them. They're not going to realize the rules or anything. They're just going to join and be like, hey, here I am. And they're just going to kind of do whatever it is that they do. They might mess up your wild cards. They might, who knows what, they might not even make any points. So you gotta let people know what's expected of them before they join the crew, and you will get way better crew members if you can do that. Now, back when my crew would just let anybody join, it was like a free-for-all. Everything was just bad and messed up, and our crew was terrible all the time. And then once we started talking to people before we let them in the crew, things changed big time and everything actually started going well. Now, if you're a regular person looking to join a crew, you can leave a comment and say, hey, I'm looking for a crew. Make sure you tell people I can make, 200,000 or 500,000 or 700 or 1,200 million respect points every season, because a lot of crews are going to want to know how much you can make before they invite you to join. So I would definitely make sure you put the amount of RP you make on average in that comment. And I would also leave some contact information. If you got a Discord or a Line or a YouTube, or not a YouTube, but a thingy dingy, one of those other thingy dingies that you can put a link to where somebody can talk to you, you might actually want to do that. It would probably be beneficial. If the only thing you put in there is, hey, I would like to join a crew, people are probably just going to assume you're going to be making like 2 respect points every season, and more than likely nobody's going to contact you or try to add you to the crew. But if you can say, hey, I make 500,000 respect points every season, or I make 3 million every season, you have a much higher chance of somebody picking you up and inviting you to the crew. So I'm just hanging out here in my garage doing nothing, and the game goes into a loading screen. That's really weird. I didn't even touch anything or click on anything, but it's loading. I wonder what it's doing. Oh, it did nothing. It just went back to my car. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Wait a second. Yeah, very weird. Now, some of the main things that will get you kicked out of a crew that you don't want to do once you join one is, number one, if a crew says, hey, we require you to make 700,000 respect points every season, you better make sure you can hit 700,000 every single season. I mean, most crews will understand if, let's just say you're there a year and you have like 2 seasons where you're under or something. Most crews are going to understand that. Some won't. Some will boot you the second you're like, hey, I got less points. They're going to be like, bloop, gone. So always try and make sure you can make the respect points season after season after season, or some crews will kick you out right away. Some may be a little bit more understanding, but you need to make sure you can at least get close to it. Even some crews might kick you out if you're 10 points short. I don't know, but yeah, make the RP. Whatever the crew's requirement is, make the RP. Do not miss the RP limits. Never activate a crew's wildcard unless that crew gives you permission, because there's a pretty good chance they will kick you out if you just mess up their wildcard, because a lot of crews will have a scheduled time to run it. That way, when the card starts, there's all kinds of people online to run the card and get those points. But if you just start it randomly throughout the day, It might be just you or 1 or 2 people on who can run it, and all those other people who would have been running that card, if it would have been activated at the correct time, are missing out on all those points. And that's a good way to get kicked out of a crew. So do not, I repeat, do not activate a crew's wild card if they don't give you permission. If they say it's fine, sure, but make sure you ask first and make sure you find out if there's some sort of schedule or something, because if the crew has a schedule, it's very important to stick to that wildcard schedule. Now, if a crew has a chat and somebody's being a jerk in the chat, don't start fighting with that person. Just ignore it and contact one of the admins, one of the people who run the crew. Let them deal with it. Nobody's going to want to sit there and listen to people fight and argue and complain in one of the crew chats. So, you know, your crew should have like a line app or a Discord or something, because in-game chat's terrible. And now my game's loading again for no apparent reason. That is super, super weird. Yes, it is. What was I saying? This distracted me. I forgot. Hold on. Let me pause this. But yeah, if you just happen to have a problem with somebody, just make sure you contact one of the admins or something. Don't sit there and fight with them in public, because that's disruptive to the entire chat. Nobody in there wants to see it. And, you know, always be rude and nice to people. Wait. No, never be rude. Always be nice to people. Even if like the admin's getting on your case or something, I mean, you've probably done something wrong. Now, if your crew's run by a bunch of jerks, just leave and go find another one, right? You don't have to put up with a jerk, but, you know, if you don't make the points, yeah, they're going to get on your case. Like, a crew is going to get on your case, be like, hey, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I mean, just like anything else, you know, there's rules and things you got to follow if you want to be part of something. I mean, you're not going to join like the sports team. Like, let's just say you were a professional NFL player. They're not going to keep you on the team if you don't come to the practices. They're going to be like, well, this guy is not, you know, this guy is not doing what he's supposed to do. We're going to get rid of him. So it's just like anything else. You got to follow the rules. So always make sure you find out the rules before you join a crew, because if they got a bunch of rules and stuff, you got to make sure you can do those. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the deal right there. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much the deal. There's not a lot more to it other than if you join a crew, make sure you can do what you're supposed to be doing. If you're looking for members, I would highly suggest talking to them first before you let them in. That way you don't get a bunch of riffraff, weirdos, hooligans, or anything like that. So yeah. Anyways, it's always best to talk to people before you let them in the crew. You will get way better results. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. If you drop down the video's description, you'll see my Discord server, my YouTube channels. You'll see some links to some really important game news and charts where you can find out a bunch of stuff about the game. If you get on my channel and you scroll down, you'll see my playlist that teach you all about CSR2 Racing. You'll see my affiliate links and some other ways to help support the channel in the description, and you'll see some of that in the pinned comment as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are finding some really awesome crew members, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. Have a good day. See ya.